The action is incredible, the characters are unique, and the effects blow your mind. But sometimes the plot doesn't always make sense.
I never wanted you to come back to Gotham.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 superhero movie plot holes.
I thought there'd be a legal issue, but actually I'm capable of appointing my successor.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at major plot points in superhero films that logically don't make a whole lot of sense, either in the context of the overall film or because of previous movies in the series. Number 10, The Francis Conundrum, Deadpool.
I'm looking for Francis! Have you seen this man?
Deadpool is full of hilarious moments and scenes. One in particular is when Wade finds out that Ajax, the primary villain in the film, is actually named Francis. Despite being tortured, Wade continues to call him Francis to annoy him. Except, he does this throughout the film.
Sorry, Francis. My lips are sealed.
When he hunts down the men who work for Ajax, he asks for Francis. Since Ajax hated his name so much, it is unlikely that he ever told his accomplices his real name, which means these guys should have no idea who Deadpool is talking about.
How tough can he be with a name like Francis?
Number 9, removing shrapnel from his chest, Iron Man 3.
Of course, there are people who say progress is dangerous, but I'll bet none of those idiots ever had to live with a chest full of shrapnel.
Iron Man 3 is a movie that Marvel fans seem to either love or hate, and it certainly features more than a few controversial moments. One comes at the very end, when Tony Stark undergoes surgery to remove the shrapnel from his chest. Except, this doesn't make sense when you consider that in the first two films, he needed the arc reactor to survive. In fact, in Iron Man 2, a major plot point revolves around the reactor keeping him alive, but also poisoning him at the same time. If surgery was possible the entire time, why didn't he just do it when he returned home in the very first film?
That was the best sleep I'd had in years.
Number 8, how did Thor get to Earth? The Avengers. At the end of the first Thor film, Thor makes a difficult decision to destroy the Bifrost Bridge and keep Loki from destroying Jotunheim. This was an incredible moment of self-sacrifice for Thor, as it means that he will be unable to return to Earth and unable to reunite with Jane Foster, until he does so in The Avengers.
How much dark energy did the All-Father have to muster to conjure you here? Your precious Earth.
While there is an explanation out there that Thor was able to return to Earth thanks to Odin using dark energy, or something, this kind of ruins Thor's heroics at the end of the earlier film.
The Earth is under my protection, Loki.
Number 7, Cafeteria Web Shot, Spider-Man. One of the best parts of Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man film is how he shows Peter Parker learning about his powers. In one great scene, Peter accidentally fires his webs after noticing a fork stuck to his hand while sitting in the school cafeteria. After dumping a pile of food on Flash, Peter quickly leaves with the cafeteria tray dragging behind him.
It's freaking weird.
Dozens of students see this and clearly see the web. Yet, no one puts two and two together when Spider-Man appears on the streets only a short time later? Number 6, Stock Exchange, The Dark Knight Rises.
Time to go mobile.
Everybody
Bane delivers several deadly blows to both Batman and Bruce Wayne in the final installment of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. One that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, however, is when he causes Bruce to go bankrupt by attacking the stock exchange and forcing trades to be made in his name.
It's a stock exchange. There's no money you can steal.
Really? Now why are you people here?
The attack was highly publicized, so it is ridiculous to think that the board members of Wayne Enterprises would think Bruce was responsible, or that the stock exchange itself wouldn't reset its numbers due to the act of terrorism.
Your hit on the stock exchange, it didn't work, my friend.
Number 5, when can Bruce control his anger? The Avengers and the Avengers Age of Ultron. Whenever a supervillain seeks to tear the Avengers apart, they try to target the Hulk. The main reason for this is because Bruce Banner can't control his actions as the Hulk, and it forces the team to try and stop the giant green guy. Except, in the climax of both films, Bruce is somehow able to harness his anger and not only turn into the Hulk when he wants to, but also control his actions as the Hulk as he fights alongside his fellow heroes. It seems that Bruce is only able to control his anger when the plot needs him to.
The world just saw the Hulk. The real Hulk for the first time.
Number 4, why don't the Avengers help Cap take down Hydra? Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
The new Hydra grew, a beautiful parasite inside S.H.I.E.L.D.
Considered by many to be one of the best, if not the best film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain America: The Winter Soldier features a wild plot twist where it is revealed that Hydra has completely infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's impossible. S.H.I.E.L.D. would have stopped you.
Cap discovers that Hydra is planning to assassinate millions of people around the globe who might become future threats to the organization. Seems like something that the rest of the Avengers, particularly Tony Stark, would be interested in preventing, no? Instead, Cap is essentially forced to deal with the situation on his own, with only a couple of other players supplying backup.
Why do you think we're meeting in this cave? I noticed.
How many paid the price before you did?
Number 3, why not use Quicksilver all the time? X-Men: Days of Future Past. Quicksilver gives us one of the best moments in the X-Men franchise, when he uses his super speed to help break Magneto out of prison. With that kind of power, he seems to be the perfect mutant to bring with you on any dangerous mission. So where is he when Magneto starts getting out of control? Or better yet, why didn't they just send Peter Maximoff to deal with Trask? The problem with creating an awesome mutant with tremendous power is that it raises the number of questions when he isn't used throughout the film.
Nice kid.
Number 2, Doc Ock nearly kills Peter Parker. Spider-Man 2. Learning from Harry Osborn that the best way to find Spider-Man is through Peter Parker, Doc Ock finds Peter while he is in a cafe with Mary Jane. Instead of simply threatening Peter or even roughing him up a little, he literally throws a car at him. The attack triggers Peter's spider sense, and he is able to miraculously save himself and MJ. At this point in the film, however, Doc Ock doesn't know that Peter is actually Spider-Man, so why would he do this to a supposedly innocent man? While the scene is definitely cool, logically, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Peter Parker. And the girlfriend.
Number 1, Zod's plan, Man of Steel.
If Krypton lives again, what happens to Earth?
The foundation has to be built on something.
While Zod's plan is relatively simple in concept, essentially, he wants to turn Earth into the next Krypton. It actually doesn't make any sense when you start to think about it. Superman, who spent the majority of his life on Earth, suffers a few health problems due to the change in atmosphere. But all that ultimately disappears, and he is by far the most powerful being on the planet. Why would Zod not want to keep Earth the same so that he, and the rest of his minions, would also be extremely powerful? It's much easier to rule if no one has the power or capability to oppose you.
We could have built a new Krypton in this squalor.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.